YouTube friends. I want to introduce you to my small little workshop. I've got lots of projects going on. Got this project down here, potting up some, well, that's a surprise. We'll talk about that. This is a bed for my Micarta press. Actually, this is the lid for it. This is the bed for it. This is going to be the top of the press that will fit into this bed. Micarta material will be down in here getting pressed, and we'll go over that as that progresses. This is a little glue up, and got some epoxy curing for camera holder that I'm working on. This is my 10-minute lathe over here. This is inspired by Izzy Swan. I'll put a link in the description. Check that out. What's his methodology for making that 10-minute lathe. This is the headstock. I have the drive center here. I put a link in for the video. I got the idea for this drive center for. I got to cut off this nail. That's too long. These are just little pieces of hacksaw. Got a nut on the end that fits on this shaft here. And these are the bearings that go into the headstock, and the spacer fits in between and gets bolted in place. And this will need to be cut somewhere out here. We haven't gotten around to that yet, and this will be powered by a drill motor. And later on I can put pulley sheaves on that and power it with a motor once I get a chance for doing that. So this is my whole little setup here. This is one of the 3 power tools that I own: an angle grinder, got a 1/4 inch drill, 3/8 inch drill, and then I also have a palm sander. And that's it. I don't have a circular saw, I don't have a bandsaw, I don't have a chainsaw, but we're going to build some knives. We're going to work on knives, so I'll talk to you about that. I got this one here. This is the first one that I'm going to work on. I got some acacia here cut out for the handle, because I'm replacing the handle on this. And I've also got a drawing set up for what's going on with that. Right here. Okay, this is just a layout for the handle. I'm taking some measurements, getting some design ideas. So this acacia wood pieces are going to go at the tips, at the back end, the front end. This will be micarta strips that are along here and here. And then in the center is going to be clear resin. And there's micarta that runs in the center between the hardwood down the spine, in line with the spine, surrounding the tang, because this is a hidden tang knife. So the micarta will encase the tang and be epoxied on there. And then in this area here, like I said, there's clear resin. And what did I do with... let me pause the video because I'll show you what my idea is for putting in that clear resin. Okay, so for this clear resin area in here, I want to put some thin cut out pieces of jade, gemstones. And this will be the idea that I have on this knife. It's like several pieces of these very thin little chips that have been tumble polished, and these will be distributed in this area, something like this, encased in the resin. Okay, so I might thin these down a little bit because they're a little bit thick for fitting in that. So that's kind of my original idea, starting off with changing this knife, handle on this knife, taking this off and replacing it with wood and these gemstones. For the other project that I have that we're talking about, I haven't drawn up any pictures on this one yet, but this is for the cleaver. And I'm thinking of doing something similar for the handle on this one, Only for that one, not jade, but we're going to put some small chips of turquoise, because I have some of these that are real nice. So I'll be cutting these down and polishing them up that'll fit in there. And then later on I'll have other knife projects, and we'll be working on putting some agate in those, because I've got quite a few pieces of agate. And then also I really like working with tiger eye. So this is an interesting stone also. So putting little chips of this in some kind of pattern in the handle. So I've got some more detail on story I'm doing on the knife as far as that goes, and I'll play that for you. I'll insert that into the video here. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna kind of start off a little bit simple, where I'm not going to want to work on making the whole knife, like blades, forging and that. What I'd like to start off with is just handles. So anyway, I got these 3 projects here I want to start working on. These are a couple of older knives kitchen knives that I've inherited. This is a tool, a machete type tool that I bought here in the Philippines. It's called a lumpas. And this one here, some of my laborers were out using it and stuck it in a piece of wood and got it stuck in there and pulled it out and broke this part off. So I can use this for making some nice blades if I'm real careful with it and don't excuse me, don't overheat it. These 2 pieces here I inherited from my father-in-law. So I don't want to rebuild the knife part. I want to kind of rehab them, fix them up, but replace the handles. He put these handles on here. They've been on here for about 20 years, and they've been serving okay. My wife doesn't like this knife too much because it's black all the time, but it's got good steel in it, holds it edge real well. So if I change the handle to something that she really likes, she'd really appreciate that. These are kind of unique. What he made these out of, my father-in-law, was I don't think he made the blade, but he put these handles on here, and these are grocery shopping bags. They call it silupine here, and he basically just heated it over a fire and then wrapped it around there piece after piece after piece until he built it up to the size that he wanted and shaped it the way he wanted. And it's lasted a long time on there, by golly. This one here, he's even put his initial in. Hopefully you can see that good enough. His last name is Malazarte, so he put his name on there. And what I'd like to do is replace these handles, this one and this one. And then back to the surprise on these pots. What's going on with these pots? What is this? Anybody got any ideas? Got any guesses what this is? These are some little starts that I'm making. So if you got an idea, leave it in the comments. And if you want to see more of what's going on with my knife project and this lathe project, then you better subscribe so that you can stay caught up. Make sure you press the bell notification so that you'll be notified as soon as I come out with a new video, which should be quite often. I'm planning on uploading daily as we kind of have a video vlog on these different projects that I'm working on, and keeping you up to date on what's going on with those. Okay, so subscribe, share, and make sure you hit the like button. That really helps me keep going here.